This is the 17th message that mankind has received from the future, not intended for us, but for their own time. And astoundingly, we seem to be there as they are being written and or broadcast. We receive them in an uncanny mixture of both forms. From a therapeutic organization called the Society. For further details, see the beginning of message number 1. The 17th message. We're finally getting around to our smile issue of the newsletter. Thank you. Those in the immediate vicinity of the offices on this floor are clapping. A favorite here in the Society is the confidence-inspiring smile, often accompanied by a wink, telling us that we have it made. The greatest opposition to this smile comes from those who think we should wait until we actually do have it made. The teenage devilish grin and the smile on steroids are favorites, but cannot be continued into adulthood, except when around friends from childhood, and of course at country clubs. Beep! What, letters? From our letters to the editor department? What are they doing here already? Craig doesn't know. Letter. I'm sorry, I don't, want to go outside to get the, mail or do anything else when the little dog next door is, out there, barking at me. That's why it's always good to have a plan B. Letter. I mean, do you actually kind of have Willem de Kooning's, 1958 painting Suburb in Havana there? I don't know. That's what I heard. Yes, hanging in these hallowed halls, in the abstract expressionism section. Yes, Craig, the yellows and browns stand out from the painting's cool, almost pastoral norms, according to the writer T.J. Clark. The yellow especially is one of the most sober primaries de Kooning ever put on. Seen alongside the pastel pinks, pale blues, and yellows of others of his, it looks positively grim. Greg knows his paintings. Letter. Yeah. No. I mean, is this life kind of a dream, right? That we're all going to kind of wake up from? Science has proven that if it is a dream, only one of us is having it. What will happen to the rest of us when the dreamer awakens is currently being investigated. Letter. So, it's taking me longer and longer all the time to remember what I was doing, right? It's not a good sign, is it? It's not top of the line. Check and see if you're getting old. That can do the trick all by itself. Is that the last one, Craig? Okay, we can get back to our topic. The adoring glassy-eyed smile was brought down to us, of course, by the hippie. Its sticking power hasn't been great. Although it's quite easy for the elites, it's difficult for the masses without drugs. Although here, as usual, religion can fill a goodly portion of that bill. No, I don't mean a godly portion, Craig. He never misses a chance. The reserved smile is currently somewhat in fashion, but it is naturally at the whim of the political climate. This one gives the impression that the wearer reserves the rest of the smile for family. All right, yes, Craig, and poker friends. Beep. Iteration. Iteration. Is it over? Phew. Sorry, folks, we'll have to interrupt our topic momentarily while this latest iteration of the big change is being investigated. In the meantime, letters will be inserted. Letter. I'm like, I heard that if you stay, kind of humble, right, it will come in like handy. I mean, like, is there any actual evidence for that? There's evidence that staying humble will do you some good, but not actual evidence. What's that, Craig? He wants to know what other kind of evidence there is. There's some evidence. Craig the stickler says that some isn't a kind, it's an amount. But nobody takes him seriously. Well, they don't, Craig. Letter. I love the obvious. I mean, just how unusual am I in this respect? Isn't it obvious? Letter. I mean, people keep telling me I should, like, feel proud. So why should I, right? And say I, like, do decide to feel proud. How exactly do I kind of, like, do it? Learning how to feel proud isn't easy. Normally, you almost have to be born that way. We have, however, recently developed a method for becoming proud and now teach a class in it. Yes, Craig, and by the end of this semester, you'll love your new default facial expression. Letter. I'm like, I kind of heard, right, that the road to freedom is having, like, choices. Don't you folks, kind of agree? We like choices. The more the merrier. Craig's choice expanded during the so-called Calico craze in the late 1600s, when patterned cloth was brought from India to Europe and was plentiful enough to be purchased by different classes. Fixed locations, early stores, were sometimes used to sell it. By the 18th century, stores began to replace fairgrounds and peddlers' carts. Craig says the question is it a good thing or a bad thing? Well, it got us to where we are now, didn't it? He says that's what he means. Huh. Letter. Say, is it, like, true that people are so smart now that scientists are forced to, invent artificial stupidity? Yes, they think that it's due to a recent iteration of the big change. Labs are being set up now to discover how to reverse intelligence. The current theory is that it has to do with left brain, right brain blood flow allocations. If you steer the blood out of the logical, rational left side to the emotional, creative right side, we'll get stupider. Something about that makes Craig grin. Well, it's worth a try, isn't it? I don't know why he's shaking his head up and down so vigorously. He says we've become too emotional and creative. But why are you grinning, you little devil? All right, thank you. The last iteration of the big change had no immediate observable effect. We can get back to our topic now. The everything's new and exciting smile has always seemed one of the most desirable. It's long been a favorite of elites the world over. When continually learning, with no time to conclude, judgments must be withheld, including ones regarding the moral status of their being elites. But obtaining this viewpoint is out of reach for the vast majority without so much yoga training that you'll be able to walk on water just far enough to get into trouble. And then we'll all be sued. What, letters again? We're almost finished with our topic. What's going on around here? Letter. In a public restroom, I saw the following question. Is the society an originator or an avatar? Craig? He says it's a question you ask of a person, not an organization. Well, we're certainly not a person, we're an organization. What? Craig isn't so sure. He says that before the big change, the Supreme Court said that a corporation had the same rights as a person. Well, that's certainly not the same thing as being a person. She says, wonder if they could turn the corporation into something that looked like a person. Do you mean with arms and legs? He says, yes, and with other things. No, I don't want to hear what other things. Letter. I just want to be like inspired. I mean, do you folks kind of have the means there at the big society headquarters for, I don't know, inspiring? It's the name of the game here. We have pictures of vast landscapes on walls, strategically placed curtains and candles, not to speak of official Ivy League music piped in, including Brahms' academic festival Overture. Even Craig gets caught up in it. Come on, admit it. Sometimes you can see him just bristling with inspiration. Letter. Say, I mean, is it really like true that France was like a land and England a people? Craig? He says it comes from an F. Scott Fitzgerald short story and was twisted out of shape to correspond with Hannah Arendt's observation at the height of the McCarthy era that if you try to make America more American, you only destroy it. Huh, I didn't know that. Is that it? Are we allowed to finish our topic now? Thank you. The tail end smile should be mentioned. It resembles the after effect of a great laugh. The impression is of a life filled with gaiety. What's that, Craig? He says that the average person using it risks being thrown into the booby hatch. But you can't listen to him.